Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding. Mountain. I just had somebody ask on Patreon, Chris, this is you. Chris, Mr. Many Questions. Chris asked me, how do you know whether you are progressing or not, especially when you're trying out a new program? So of course, as natural bodybuilders, results take time. So you won't necessarily see increases in muscle mass within 4 or 5 days or even a week or two. And you might not notice anything really cosmetic in that period of time when you're training, because once again, we're natural bodybuilders. Our gains take longer. It takes quite a bit longer till you notice in the mirror exactly what type of training program is working or not. But short term, there are a few ways that you can get an idea of whether your training program is helping you progress. Now, one way I know that I'm progressing, at least in the short term, without being able to see any difference in the mirror and so forth, is that the weight that I'm lifting starts to feel lighter progressively from workout to workout. Even if I'm not getting more reps, I start to notice that there's more of a connection with the weight. And for some reason, it starts to feel lighter. And so what happens is that through your training and whatever program that you're using, if the weight starts to feel lighter, it means that somehow your coordination or mind-muscle connection to the area is increasing. And that, in the end, does usually end up in increased reps and strength, although at first it might not seem so. So this is one of the indicators I use to know if I'm on the right track with a program or frequency that I'm using. Now, the other way that I know that the program is starting to work, long before I start to get gains, is if my pump starts to last longer. And what I mean by this is not just the pump in the workout, but the overall well-being and pumpitude in the muscles starts to feel like it's lasting throughout the day, at least a little bit. I start to feel more full in the muscle bellies. It's like they start to increase in volume through feel. Even if, the measuring tape's not showing it, I start to feel like my muscles are more pumped through the day. So it's like somehow they're engorged with blood and glycogen, and they somehow seem to be recovering. And that pump is, or that fullness at least, is a measure of that. So there's something that's stimulating the muscles and it's carrying on through the next day or two. And that is another indicator that shows me that I might be on the right track with the training that I'm doing at the time. Now, the last indicator that isn't cosmetic from a natural bodybuilding point of view, again, I won't notice this in the mirror, but you definitely will notice this in the gym. And that is your reps start to go up with the same weight. So say you could do 10 reps with a given weight or 12 reps, then you start to be able to do 13 or 14 reps or 15 reps with that weight after a period of a few weeks. So once 2 or 3 weeks passes and you start to increase in your strength endurance or strength, either one, that is a good indicator that whatever training program you're on is doing something to help you attain more reps and more strength endurance. So once that happens, that's usually a good indicator. If some other variables are in place, and I'll explain that in a minute, but if certain variables are in place and your reps are going up with the same given weight, that's a good indicator that you're putting on muscle. Now, a couple long-term results that may help you understand if your workout program is the right one for you and is working is that your body weight starts to go up, but not your body fat level. So a lot of guys, they'll bulk, right? And guys like this, they'll put on 10, 20, 30 pounds, but you'll see that the majority of it is just body fat. And they're lucky if they put on 1 or 2 pounds of muscle in the process. So putting on a bunch of body fat, yeah, it might seem impressive at the time, but if you're just putting on body fat and not muscle, it doesn't really benefit you at all. If anything, it might be a detriment when you go to cut down for a competition if that's your goal. So one indicator that your training program is working is that if your weight is going up, no matter how subtle, if it's going up by 2 or 3 pounds over a period of several months, but your body fat hasn't gone up. So say you pinch your stomach and you pinch different areas of your body and you're not pinching any more body fat. And I know you could use fat calipers for this if you want. If that happens and the fat calipers are not indicating that you've put on fat, that means you're definitely putting on muscle. And there's another way to discern this. Just take a measuring tape, put it around your arms, put it around your legs, put it around your lats and chest, and then put it around your waist. And if your waist is going up in size, along with those other areas, then that's a good indicator that you're just putting on body fat, right? But if your waist stays the same, but your other areas increase in size or circumference, that's a good indicator that you are putting on muscle and your program and your diet is working for you. Now, the last indicator I'm gonna say that's a good indicator that you are putting on muscle and that you are growing as a natural bodybuilder is if you are putting on strength, but again, the same disclaimer applies. If you're putting on strength, but you're not putting on body fat. If you're putting on body fat and that's how you're lifting more weight, it's not as much of an improvement as if you stay at the same body fat level and increase in strength. Because once you put on body fat, that body fat helps stabilize your body, so it makes lifting heavier weight a bit easier, which is why you see a lot of powerlifters with a lot of body fat. You see this also with the strongman competitors, because more weight means that your body's more stable, so then the muscle has to do a bit less work. Now, of course, all these strong men are super impressive, and anybody that lifts these massive weights, they're still really impressive. But what I'm saying from a natural bodybuilding point of view is that if you're putting on strength, but you're not putting on body fat, at least you're not putting on body fat at the same proportion. Say you just put on a pound of body fat, but your strength goes up by 5%. That's a massive increase in strength, right? Then we know that you're making good progress, but you're not using the body fat principle in order to do it. It's actually your muscular tension has increased or your muscle mass has increased in order to facilitate more muscular tension. So that's also a good way of knowing that you are using the right program, or at least your program for now is working for you. So yeah, I thought these tips might help some of you guys out discern whether your program is working for you or not. I hope this helped you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the page supporters, and take care for now. Motion. Oh yeah!